Welcome to the Entertainment Rants podcast, your number one source for all things entertainment. Join host Marco Mazzola and his fellow ranters as they sound off on the latest movies, TV, and the world of entertainment. Now, here are your ranters for the hour, Marco, Mila, Larry, and Bruno.
Hello again, everybody, and welcome to the Entertainment Rants podcast. I am, as always, your host, Marco Mazzola, and we are back for another exciting episode. Yes, gang?
Yay!
I think it's good. I think we're there. Let's do it. Let's see if I can get this queued up properly.
And the masters of the universe. I am Adam, Prince of Eternia.
Okay, we're not going to go through the whole thing again this week, but there it is.
We don't know, fucking get out of the rock that you've been living under.
So if you were around last week, you know we talked about He-Man Revelation, and this week we're going to go over He-Man Revolution, the second, quote-unquote, second season, second series, whatever the fuck.
Third part, second season, different show altogether, apparently.
Fucking made by Lucas. We're going to do episode 4, 5, and 6, and then we'll go back and do 1, 2, 3. So first of all, we are Entertainment Rants at entertainmentrants.com. You can also find us via the Subculture Podcast Network at bio.link/Subculture Network. All right, let's say hello to Mila.
Ew.
Hey, Larry.
Hey.
All right, gang, so let's get into it. Revolution, Season 2, Part 3, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Awesomeness. Yes? I mean, this one, and we talked about, this one was even more chock-a-block full of fan service than the last one, even though it was only a short 5 episodes. We had some cast changes, and notably Tila.
Really?
Yeah, she was Sarah Michelle Gellar, and now it's Melissa Benoist.
So I thought that there was a little bit of a difference.
Supergirl.
Yeah. They changed.
I did not notice at all.
I don't remember exactly why. I don't think it was a big issue, but I can't remember exactly why they changed into her. But I was happy with it. I was fine with it. It didn't really bother me, tweak me out at all. I thought it was a very good, easy transition.
Clearly, I did not notice. So
right,
I was like,
exactly, which is great, right?
Crazy.
You didn't really notice. It didn't bump you out like, oh, that voice sounded different. So I think, to me, it worked. I think their voices are, not that they're, generic. I think they're just similar enough that, it was easy to make a transition.
It wasn't like when they changed the voice from Meg on Family Guy.
When did they ever change Meg's voice?
Because it was 2 different voices.
You mean like the original?
Yeah,
like
from Family Guy, like for the first 2 seasons, it was, I forgot what her, what the fuck was her name? Somebody help me. Lacey something or other.
Lacey Chabert?
Was that it? Maybe, possibly.
From Party of 5?
Yes.
Yeah, Lacey Chabert.
Yeah, so she did the voice for Meg for
remember that.
For like the first 2 seasons, and then it became Mila Kunis.
Yeah, I did not remember that.
Yeah.
I did. Good pull, Larry, because I completely. I watched the original couple of series.
Yeah, I mean, and there's definitely like a voice change. Like you can tell the difference.
But like now, it's been so long that I only hear Mila Kunis' voice.
That's what it is. And they actually,
it's tough when you hear her like on interviews, like, oh, it's fucking Meg.
It's fucking Meg.
I hear.
So they actually
shut up, Meg. Which she gets all the time, by the way. The poor woman. The poor woman all the time.
They've made references to it in the show that it was something like they've done
different.
Yeah, they definitely made references to it in the show. It's kind of funny.
But yeah, again, this one.
So they changed voices for Tila, and I honestly didn't realize it.
Yep. And I don't really remember if there's anybody else necessarily that they changed, but you still have Liam Cunningham as Duncan and Mark Hamill, of course, as Skeletor.
I think that would probably be the only voice that if they change, I'd be like, who the fuck is that?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah, no, that would have known.
That would have bumped me.
I feel like that's the only voice I would have been like.
We have some additions.
Oh yeah.
Bill Shatner as Skeldor. Wow, Keldor. Hello.
Hey.
King Randor's brother.
Yeah.
Essentially. So, we go back to that. So, you still have Tiffany Smith as Andra.
That was pretty crazy.
Chris Wood is Adam / He-Man. Lena Headley is Eva Lynn, or Lynn by the end of it. We add Gates McFadden.
Actually, by the end of it, it's Goodlyn.
As Queen Merla.
Goodlyn.
Whatever her name is. The Queen. Gates McFadden takes Dr. Crusher fame.
Ooh, Gates McFadden.
Yep. And now we had Ted Basili as Gwildor. Because, rest in peace, Billy Barty, who played him originally in the movie.
Yep.
Right? You have Keith David, who plays Hordak.
Yep.
Meg Foster's Motherboard. Diedrich Bader still has Buzz Off, and King Randor. John Delancey is added to the cast as Granimar.
Granimir is the dragon.
Granimir the dragon, played by John Delancey.
Granimir the majestic. Granimir the fucking
awesome John Delancey. Love them. But yeah, I mean, again, it's another Who's Who cast. A lot of other people still, again, back in it. Jason Mewes now plays Badra. Switched because we don't see Stinkor in this one.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
So he switches to a different character, which is fine. Played a different voice. Again, Harley Quinn Smith, Kevin Smith's daughter, plays Queen Amelia.
Wait, did he? Is that?
That's really that's her name, Harley Quinn.
Oh, you don't know that's her name?
Harley Quinn Smith. That's her real name.
Yeah, Harley Quinn.
Bro.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
crazy.
He talks about that before, like back in the day, like when people were like, "What's your daughter's name?" Like Harley Quinn. They're like, "Oh, that's awesome!" Like Harley Davidson. He's like, "No, comic book villain." After Batman comic book villain.
I did know a kid when I was little who his name is Harley after the motorcycle.
Yeah.
And that would make sense.
But that was I think yes. His name was like Harley Davis or something, and then his last name.
Yeah,
and you're like,
okay. His wife was like completely on board with it. He tells the story like she was in the bathroom. He was like, "Yeah, read this thing, whatever," and she read the original Harley Quinn book when she originally comes in to the animated, like to the comic. She's like, "Yeah, that works. Let's do it. Name her Harley." So they named her Harley Quinn Smith. Yeah,
that'll do it.
Done.
And she's been done a lot of stuff with him and acting and things like that.
She was in the reboot.
She was in
Jay and Silent Bob.
Yep.
Which is the actual name of the movie.
In one of the original ones when they were babies. Remember the one where they got switched and it was like you saw them like when they were babies and the mothers are like yelling at them like they were in their strollers. Stay here. It was like young Jay and Silent Bob.
Oh yeah.
That was her.
Oh no shit.
Yeah, it was her.
I didn't know that.
But but she obviously when you're younger, sometimes you can't really tell. They dress her up like a boy.
Yeah.
I think she was. I want to say she was Jay, but I don't remember. I think she was Jay.
That's
so anyway,
funnier.
I digest. So
and Tony Todd's in this one again.
Tony Todd's back in. So Revolution again, a 5-parter, quick, but for me. Well done, well written, and I didn't need more. I wasn't like, sometimes we like to talk about a series like, Obi-Wan. It's only fucking 8 episodes. 5 was perfect.
Yeah.
5 got the story done.
In it.
There's a lot chalked into it. 5 episodes seemed perfect for me.
Yeah.
What about
I
you?
have a question.
You betcha.
Why did they make it technically a different show?
I think because the title technically changed. So it went from Master Universe Revelation to Master Universe Revolution. So it wasn't just like, this is just Master's Universe. So are they
discontinuing the other one? Or are they going to try to continue both?
No. It's a continuation story. Revolution continues after Revelation.
Yeah, I know.
And so the next series, they'll probably call it something different, Master Universe.
So they're going to just keep making different shows, technically?
Technically, yeah. They put it in that might just be a Netflix thing. It
seems like it's going to get a bit excessive after a while,
So what I think,
instead of just being season 2,
right? I'm like y'all couldn't just suck it up and say like part 3 or something, or do you want to make it a different show so then it has an ending and then go back or like what?
So what I think that they're doing, because they kind of hint at it like in the movie itself and the show itself. Okay. The whole first season was the revelation of magic and the revelation of Adam becoming He-Man.
Yeah.
Then they did what? The revolution of magic going into science. So that's why they just broke it up. It's like you have a book. You have a book series.
Yeah.
You're a reader, right?
I read books. Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah.
Harry Potter.
Yep.
It's all the same fucking story, is it not? It's just not a continuation. Do I change it?
Yeah, but that's why they make like seasons, right? Or like parts. So you can break it up by parts.
But Harry Potter was different movies. It was like Harry Potter, the Half.
Well, because they were based on the
movies.
Right, but they were
doing the same thing.
Because they were based on the book, so it's the same thing. This is the first story in He-Man Masters of the Universe Revelation.
This is book 2.
Okay.
Now this is book 2.
All right.
No?
You're
not buying it?
Like, let's make a totally different show for like 10 episodes.
Yeah, but it wasn't
let's keep doing that until.
But it's not a totally different show. It's the same actors.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, it's the same.
But they did the same thing with fucking Harry Potter. Still the same characters.
Again, those are movies.
Okay, they were books, though, were they not?
But it's
well, those are also books.
Right. So
not shows.
This is Mila's Hill for the day, by the way.
No, it's not.
It is.
No, I'm just like, I'm not convinced. I'm like, they do that for Harry Potter. I'm like, yeah, because that was a book.
Because Lord knows the one thing Netflix is trying to do is convince Mila. But and
I'm like, because the thing is, you don't see this with shows. You go, let me make another season for a different idea. Like that's like you don't go. I'm going to make a totally different. Is it a spinoff? No, it's the same show. Just another
different story,
part, and you go, great. That's why you make seasons. You know, I'm just like,
they didn't do it.
I'm just
they didn't do it.
Okay.
They just made books. They made almost like books.
So they're So I think that's what it said. They just
and I'm like, all right,
Avatar, but they made it one series, but it was different books. Right, it was the water book.
But it was the same show.
But they made it the same show.
You know, you just have different seasons or books.
They call it something different. It was just Avatar.
Yeah.
So
they broke it up into books. They're breaking it up into books.
They're doing the opposite of what every other show does. And they go, well, fuck, we're gonna do it like books do it.
Yeah.
So that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, so then you like look up Masters of the Universe and you go, oh shit, which one do I start with?
Well, then just look by date.
Yeah, and then you go like, no, that's not it. No, that.
Amelia just doesn't like how they did it, and I get it. And I don't want to yuck your yum. I get that that's your thing.
I'm gonna yuck all over her yum.
No, that's fucked
you don't have
up.
to.
You're not even yucking over my yum. It's just kind of like it's just kind of a weird decision.
What I don't want to do is I don't want to dismiss. I don't want to dismiss how you feel about things.
Yeah.
You should have been here.
That's why. I get where you're coming from, and I just think that he's looking at it from a different view, because you're right.
Yeah.
You could do just like, why not just call it season 2 or season 3 or season 4?
I'm like, I just find it
season 2 Revolution.
So I think
less efficient, but I'm like, okay.
So I think that what
crazy.
they just do, they just want to go, hey, it's still Masters of the Universe, still the same umbrella.
So the same character, same story,
we're just gonna
same
continue,
everything.
but we're just going to give it a different fucking title, because it's a different it's a different part of this grand scheme. They're going to do it in the opposite of.
And what if it's just a marketing thing?
It could be just a marketing thing too.
It's a separate section you have to go to and find the different.
Because then I'm like, then you kind of have to go through the thing of going, okay. And I was looking for this. I was like, okay, if you're making technically a different show, are you going to introduce the characters again? And they did, tastefully, slightly. Not as much as the other one, but they were like, yeah, they did. Since it was like a total the shift and role change of everyone.
Yeah.
They were actually able to do that really well.
Sure.
Yeah.
This is Tila. This is the new sorceress. She has not been at this for a long time. You know? This is He-Man. He's He-Man. He does He-Man shit.
He does his He-Man shit.
This is He-Man. He does He-Man shit.
He-Man. He does.
He's kind of the guy.
That's kind of his
dude.
He does.
That's the dude. He's the champ.
And you go like, and I never remember her name. The Man of Arms? Man at Arms?
Mandra, whatever her name is.
Yeah, whatever it is.
Andra.
She was like, okay, this is a Man of Arms. Man at Arms. This is a new Man at Arms. Everything is kind of new. So it was actually still really tasteful the way they did it.
Huh?
Man at War.
Man at War, yeah.
Man at War.
Yeah, like the jellyfish.
Yeah. Portuguese Man at War.
Oh, my bad. Yes.
Get it right.
Oh, my bad. Portuguese Man at War.
Fucking get it right. Fuck it, I'm claiming that. That's got my fucking...
Not just get it right. Fucking get it right.
Get that shit right. I claim that damn jellyfish.
That was like with extreme pressure. Just fucking get it right.
Do not fuck this up again. Ever.
It's like the Portuguese water dog. It's not just the water dog.
Yeah, no, that's Portuguese water dog. Yeah,
that's right.
Throw your fucking microphone right down the river. Don't even try it. Yeah, no, it's all right.
But I see where you're coming. But honestly, I see where you're coming from. Yeah.
But they were able to. I was impressed that they were able to do that also seamlessly, and I was like, okay, yeah, because you could technically jump onto Revolution, if you didn't see Revelation,
could you?
I think so, because the thing is, they technically were totally different roles by the end of Revelation.
Yeah.
So there was like, okay, you know what? Yeah, okay, I can see that.
Many of the people changed what their
everybody was at a different station.
So that being said, because everybody's at a different point, maybe that's why they changed the name.
Yeah.
And not just give it a different season. Yeah. I'm just throwing shit at the wall again.
And I was like it's not something that I'm like, oh my god, why did they do this? I'm like, just wow, what a
fucking call it season 3.
Okay, do season 3.
I got you.
Toss it in the toilet, different flushes.
No, see if it
flushes. Maybe you need a coat angle.
That's right.
Fucking break that shit up.
I thought of that.
You should. Had a friend who had to do that once in a while.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, fucking
Clogzilla.
Oh my god.
Clogzilla.
I don't know what the fuck that kid ate.
Everything.
Every once in a while, I don't know if it was bad plumbing with him.
His plumbing or the house.
Or the bad. Yeah, I don't know. Fuck.
Again,
15 minutes in, the conversation is fucking downhill.
He's going literally to the toilet.
Literally, figuratively, literally.
Yeah.
Little league.
But yeah, no, I just thought it was interesting that I'm like, if you're gonna keep this show going, like I'm like, are you gonna keep making different shows for the same story? Like I'm like, okay,
maybe.
Like how many more shows are you gonna make? Are you gonna continue this one? Are you gonna two parts per show?
Per season.
So I'm like, okay, now you're just throwing them in the trash, going like, all right, screw that one. Let's continue this. Or you go like, oh, okay, all right.
I mean,
And I'm like, sure, maybe it's like books, you know.
Oh,
But I'm like, all right. Am I gonna have to just see these out of order, or like?
no, you're just gonna fucking watch them when you watch them.
Yeah,
That's right.
And I'm like, all right, you know, go crazy.
I mean, if they do
on
it
you,
right,
all right.
honestly, if they do it right, which they've done.
So far, they've done it right.
They've done it right.
You know?
Like, you don't. Do you
if they did
necessarily
it
have
poorly,
to
I'd
do
be like, fuck that.
right?
You know.
But so far they're doing it in a way that like you don't feel like you have to watch the other one. Like, have they done that? Like, do you feel after watching?
I mean, I think it helps to a certain degree.
I mean, it
like
helps
the
is
Orko
one
stuff.
thing.
Like, why is he all like fucking different? You know what I mean? Like,
But
he's
if you've
dressed
never, but
differently.
hold on,
He
but
looks
if you've
differently.
never, oh yeah, because you're not
Revolution
watching.
actually feels more like it's also for people who are jumping on like
No.
recently. That has much more of a vibe of like, this is more new, you know, because now everyone's in a role that they were not in even in the
Yeah.
original series, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
So that's what Revolution felt like for me. Was like Revelation was like, okay, hey guys, we're bringing He-Man back, you
We
know,
haven't been
look
around
at
for
all
about 40
that
years, but here we
gang's
are.
back together, you know. And then Revolution is like, hey, new folk, now that you've heard that this show is good, you know, here's this
So,
cool
I
new
guess
shit.
If you've never watched He-Man, which
The
you
original.
right, if you've
Yeah.
never watched He-Man the original, which you are in that camp,
Yes.
If you were to watch Revolution over Revelation, what does that do?
It would confuse the shit out of me if I
Right.
watched Revelation afterwards. I'd be like, wait, how did
Okay.
you know? But if I
I mean,
watched
if you watch the
Revolution,
reversed order, yeah.
yeah, if you
So
watch it in
that's what I'm
reverse
wondering,
order,
okay.
that's something you kind of can't do. But again, if we're doing like books, at least they could. I mean, yeah, like
I mean, you can't read Harry Potter 2 before you read one.
right. Like, it's kind of like if you're going with the book theory, then yeah,
Right.
you'd have to go in order. But also, then I thought about like you couldn't even just like label them like. Hey, watch this one first or something.
Right,
Like you
yeah.
gotta make these totally different shows for me to accidentally watch out of order because they sound almost the same.
You
You
had to
have-
research
And then
like,
go, oh, I fucked up, you know?
You know what? Okay. If you're
It's
gonna,
like,
if,
okay.
if you're gonna change the names right from one to another,
Yeah.
make them a little bit different because I don't know how many times
Make
I went
book
to him.
one, book two, like, damn.
Just call them like. Don't say Revelation, Revolution, because I was like, wait, which one is which?
I had no idea which one to watch
I know,
first. I
I've
had
been
to
fucking
Google
it up the whole time.
Yeah, exactly, because I can't
Last week
remember.
and this week, I'm going to keep fucking up which one's which.
Right. And
Now that I've watched it, I'm good with it. But like, I had to like Google because it didn't tell me. I had to see.
Yeah, the only thing you
No,
do is look at the
not
dates.
even. I
But
looked
you
up.
shouldn't have to, though.
No, you're right. You shouldn't have to.
I
That's
looked
the way
up
to do it,
when
but you
was
shouldn't
this?
have to.
When did this come out? When did this one come out? Oh, so I'm gonna watch this. Like I had to.
Yeah.
That was like I had to figure that out, so I don't watch the wrong
I mean,
one
we
by
did
accident.
tell her, but we know she doesn't listen.
They sound the same. How is this like?
I told her. I said,
they
watch
sound the
Revelation,
exact same.
then watch Revelation. I told her that. Watch Revelation, then watch Revolution.
What?
Mila doesn't listen.
Yeah, it's because I don't listen. It's definitely not because they sound totally almost the
Honestly,
same
listen,
shit. Like, come on.
Listen, I'm a fucking Mila on this one because.
You go like you're supposed to watch
Because there was a couple times I was like,
Skibble-a-dee
wait, which
instead of
one?
Skibble-a-doo first, and I go, oh
Well,
shit,
since
yeah.
those aren't actual words,
Duh.
and Revelation and
they could
Revolution
be.
are actual words.
Yeah, but still, no. I'm with-
Revolutions can come
Skibble-a-doo.
before Revelations. Like I don't
You're a skibbledy-doo.
like this is not
No,
That's not logical.
I'm with Mila. I'm with Mila. This
You
could have
know?
been absolutely.
the beginning versus the end. It's like this and
Revelation,
this.
Revolution.
Figure it out.
Revolution.
I mean,
Which is
it-
what-
I couldn't even remember which. Like I was like, shit. Was like, which one is which again? Like I was like before I watched it.
I don't know that they think that far ahead because a lot of times it's content
Yeah.
and it's made to be absorbed and consumed when they put it out. And like 3 years down the line, we're like, I don't know if I can care if you're still watching this. We have new shit coming out, and there's so much new shit. That everybody's
many
on the
new
new
show-
shit.
like-
Everybody's on the new shit. Like, all right, it's fine. New stuff's coming out.
I drop it for one like year and then I go, oh shit, hold on. When did this one come out?
Yeah.
What month?
There's so much content coming out at such a rapid
Yeah.
rate. It's really tough to honestly. It's really tough to
and
keep up.
that's why, like, when we were talking about
So
other shows.
this was aimed at me.
Yeah.
Right, this
Yeah.
He-Man show was aimed specifically at me.
Specifically.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
'Cause I fucking grew up with it. I played with all
Yep.
the toys. I watched every episode multiple times. So I knew when Revelation was coming out. I'm like, guess what? I'm fucking watching. But I also listened to Kevin Smith's podcast when he started hinting that he had something in the works that everybody's going to be excited about. And he couldn't even tell us what it was. And then eventually he had the episode where he's like, I can actually tell you what I'm doing. And he said, we're doing a new He-Man. Like, I was on from that far. And they hadn't even started like
Yeah,
the
that was for
animation. So,
you.
know what I mean? It was there. I was there
So-
from the beginning.
That's how I feel about, like, a lot of these animations and stuff like that, like they're geared towards certain people. Like it's 100%. And
each animated show that comes out is for a different a different person.
And it's like it's when people that aren't into those shows like go, that show sucks, or I'm not into, like, all right, you can't like generally get mad at those people, because look, Mila could have came in and said fucking
shit on it.
Because I don't like I would
for you.
I would never have watched this naturally, not just because it's a He-Man thing, but I don't tend to watch animated shows all that much. Like I haven't watched any of the like Marvel or like the Justice League stuff. Like I haven't watched any of that, because it's just like I look at it and I go, dude, I am like, I don't know. There's something about it that I go like, I don't really want to, like, it's not something that I go, I gotta watch this, you know?
It's not aimed at you, and that's okay.
Yeah, and that's all right.
My point is, the people that piss me off are the people who are like, this sucks. Okay, you don't have to like it. No one's like, why the fuck are you watching it? This is shit. What are you stupid for watching this? Like, wait a minute. Whoa. You can say you don't like it. Everybody has an opinion, and that's okay to have your opinions. Why the fuck are you telling me I'm an idiot for watching it? It's aimed at me, and I liked it. So fuck off. You don't like it. You know what I mean? That's the kind of shit that people get.
I hate people that shit
on comments and shit like that. Like, you're a fucking moron for liking it. Like, no, I'm not.
I hate when people shit on others for liking something. You know?
Yeah.
Like totally shit on.
But I mean, that's the
like shit on the person, not shit on the thing. Shit on the person for liking something. Right. I go like, damn.
I can't believe you like that shit show.
Yeah.
Why not? I like.
You go like, I'm sorry, I had fun watching it. Like I don't. Like, what?
I fucking couldn't stand Eraserhead, but Mila loves it. Okay, like Eraserhead. I think it's a piece of shit.
And you'll rag on me for liking it,
but I don't think you're a piece of shit for liking it.
Yeah. You'll go like, you're stupid for liking that movie because I didn't like that movie. And you go like,
that's where it crosses the line for me.
What was the...
I know we're way off topic. We're not actually talking about the show itself, but yeah.
Not yet.
We'll get there. It's only 22 minutes
What the fuck was the Tim Allen space movie fucking...
Galaxy Quest.
Galaxy Quest.
I fucking love that movie.
That is
piece of shit.
I had
Every
so much fun
moron who watches
it.
Right. And
fuck that movie and every idiot who watches it.
But I don't know how many times I had to sit here and say that movie wasn't written for me.
They just came out with Funko figures.
That shit was written for me.
All this time,
oh my god, I was watching it. I was in love the whole time.
They just released a Funko line for it.
Yeah, because
really,
there's a pop line for
looks
it.
Looks like you're getting them.
Which oddly enough does not.
I'm not going down that path.
So far, well, there's only like 4, maybe 5, and not Sigourney Weaver's character.
Really?
I fucking hate when they do shit like that.
That's crazy.
Well, maybe she didn't sign the rights.
Well, that's it. There's either 2 reasons. One, they don't think they're going to sell enough, which is Funko, so I doubt that's the reason, because they put out some really weird shit that sits on shelves forever. My guess is they didn't get the rights from Sigourney Weaver. She didn't sign off.
Yeah.
Which is why they don't have any Tom Cruise figures.
Yeah.
Right.
Which is why they don't have, they have Interview with the Vampire, no Lestat.
No Lestat.
Yeah.
Fuck. There's 3 characters in the fucking movie.
Like, bro.
You got 2.
You can't help me out.
And you were like, I'm still going to do this.
2 versions of Louis.
I saw that.
Because just so they could fill it out a little bit more,
so
and then one person does, because he won't sign the rights to fucking have his likeness done in anything, let alone a Funko Pop, which looks nothing like him.
Yeah.
And I guarantee you part of that's that fucking
religion
shit.
Oh, yeah.
It's religion bullshit, Scientology bullshit.
Part?
Yeah.
I would say that would be the whole.
No, I think it's part. I think he's enough of an egotist.
Part of the sum?
I think he's enough of an egotist that part of it's him, and the other half is like they don't want to, you know what I mean? They own his fucking ass.
I think it's more from fucking the cuckoos.
Yeah.
But...
Well, I think
maybe
part
because
of
he's a bit of a
if he
cuckoo.
does make money, he's going to give it to them.
Yeah.
Where the fuck did we go?
We're way down the rabbit
shitting
hole
on people for shitting on things.
Oh yeah, shitting on people. So like when we look at Galaxy Quest, like I got shit. I got static because I said that movie wasn't for me. Because that movie was written for certain people. It's like, what do you mean by that? Well, it's very simple.
Stop being a
horror movies are written for horror fans.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Sci-fi movies are made for sci-fi fans.
That was a sci-fi spoof almost.
So, but that was a love letter to what? We talked about it on this fucking podcast. That was a letter.
That's a fucking podcast. Did you get them to rewind that?
Rewind that. that was written. We talked about it on this podcast. Like that movie was written for the Trekkies. That was a love letter for people that were into. That's who it was for. Whether the name, the titles are geeks or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
It wasn't written for me. Therefore, I didn't go crazy to go watch it. The first time I ever really watched it was when we did the podcast. And I was like, I would have never watched that. But yet I got static for that because I said it wasn't written for... I'm like, my bad. Apparently.
But I love Star Trek, and I still couldn't stand that movie.
The thing
You're a
is,
weirdo.
I watched the original series. I watched Next Generation. I watched Voyager. I mean, DS Space Nine was not really my jam. I like a lot of the new stuff.
I think what it is like I love Star Trek honestly way more than I've ever liked Star Wars.
Right.
Like, and I've only watched 2 of the shows.
You need to leave.
Like it's so funny how much content for Star Wars I've watched,
I know.
but it's because we podcast on this shit.
You're like,
like they come out with another Star Wars show, and I go, okay.
No, fuck.
Acolyte is gonna be.
And then it's like we're podcasting about it, and I go, all right, I guess I'm watching it.
We're gonna talk about our stuff that we love and the things we're looking forward to.
But no, I've watched 2 Star Trek shows, and I'm in love.
So what do you say we get back to Revolution?
Oh yeah, Revolution. Shit.
So,
me.
He-Man or something.
Fuck
Who's
me.
Who's that guy
That
again?
was a long ass tangent.
It really was.
We gotta time some of these tangents sometime and see what was our longest tangent in episode.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go through that someday. When I'm really bored, my son is like 21 and out of the house. I'm gonna go through the episodes and see.
Nothing. If you were to some of the early shows, especially the ones that you did when it was out of house.
Yeah.
The movie, the title is one
me and
thing.
Marie with Demolition Man was Demolition Man in name only.
Was it? Yeah.
I think that's probably the longest one.
Remember that opening? Let's talk about everything else now.
I didn't listen to that episode going, what the fuck?
Ever getting back to Demolition? We literally should just do that again.
I kept looking at my phone going, are they ever going to
redo Demolition Man?
We gotta redo Demolition Man take 2.
There's a couple things that I think that should be redone. And after June 26th.
Once we do Deadpool.
Bingo bango.
Yeah, we're gonna redo Deadpool.
Yeah. Revolution.
Well, we'll do the Deadpool Wolverine, and then we'll cover the series. We'll cover
That's what I figured.
That's fine. All right. Anyway, Revolution. So I actually liked it. I liked it better than Revelation. Like that's my hot take on it. It wasn't the time. It was shorter, so it was a little easier to digest. But it was definitely more fan service shoved into this one. I'll get into that in a second. I thought the writing was equally as strong. I liked the different story, the magic versus technology. Like, that's just my jam. I appreciated that. And how they merge and marry together and work with each other versus against each other. I like they're bringing in Hordak.
Yeah,
and Gwildor.
That for me, that was fan service. As much as he's an annoying fucking character, not more annoying than Orko, but he's in there. So they bring Gwildor in from the movie. So it's like they're bringing it in and not ignoring the fact that there was this horrible fucking movie.
That's a callback for me. Because that movie is the first thing I had ever seen of He-Man.
Yeah, and Man at Arms.
I watched the movie first.
Man at Arms makes reference to the fact that they went on a journey through the universe together, through different dimensions together. Like, that was really cool. Seeing the pink Cadillac leaning up against the fucking castle in the background that they bring in from the movie. Like, that was fucking cool. Like, that was unnecessary to do, but it's fucking cool. Like, hey, there's the Cadillac. See if you see it. You know what I mean? Like, it played no part. They didn't use it. They didn't do anything with it. It was just sitting back there. Cool. I like that. It was kind of
very saw the back end of it.
I like that.
It's also fun.
There's a lot of that goes on. Like even the I think it was Obi-Wan series. When did we saw? Andor. In Andor, and we see Skarsgård's character like in his shop. There's all that like trinkets and like stuff behind him. Yeah. Go back. There's a lot of reference to other shit in there.
The artifacts.
Yeah, the artifacts are reference to a lot of other like movies and shit like Lucas and stuff, films in there. It's pretty fucking cool. Like, I'm gonna throw that back to see if anybody sees it.
And see, something else that I really liked about this part, the season, the show, so far.
Whatever the fuck you want to call it.
Whatever it is. Something I really liked is the fact that there was a ton of fan service, and it wasn't shoved in my face.
Right.
You know, it was never 100%. Something dangling, going, "Oh, you wish you knew what happened."
Yeah,
you know,
was just cool shit.
It was cool shit, and the background reference to, you know, but it wasn't vital that I know what it was.
Right.
It wasn't an inside joke that I wasn't allowed to be a part of.
Right. Like when his battle armor changes, when he gets he's wearing that new battle armor at the end,
and it was cool as shit.
And he hits it, it rolls, and that was a figure. There was a battle damaged He-Man figure,
and that's really cool.
And it would roll, and it'd be all fucking damaged. You could hit it and roll back to good again.
Yeah,
I had that figure. It was fucking awesome. So the fact that they put it in there and he's wearing that, and he just taps it and it rolls again. It rolls over and it's new again. I'm like, fucking A, they put it in there. Like, it's totally unrealistic, But it's fucking cool that they made mention to it.
Yeah.
Just really quick, it's a throwaway.
But again, the way that they
just
did
a wink.
it,
Like, remember that toy?
we understood it. When she hands it to him, I was like, what the hell? I was like, oh, wait a minute. And then he puts it on, and then he activates it, and I'm like, oh shit. And you see
flips.
you see the
it comes to the wall, it's all fucking damaged. During the fight, it gets damaged.
Right. It gets damaged, and then he taps it, and then it slides up. So we understand what that is. But to her, she was like,
it was just a cool effect.
It was just a cool effect.
Yeah, and that's okay. So it played on both levels very well. You didn't look at it like that's the stupidest fucking thing in the world, but we're just like, that's awesome.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
And again, I've brought this up.
Let me see. Yeah, I remember him. I had him.
And again, I brought this up like last week about Ahsoka. Like in my comparison,
put it on me.
It's like there would be entire characters that I'm supposed to know. Like I had to come to the podcast with like a list of who's this person?
Who's this?
Who is this? What is this? What is going on here?
You had all kinds of. I mean, this is chock block. The second one was, I think, if I remember correctly, was chock block full of more characters.
Yeah,
you got a lot more Ram Man in this one. Yeah, you got a lot more. It was kind of like
the big battle.
It was kind of like the Infinity War. Like, all right, we got on your left. We got like everybody's fucking coming out for this one.
And I just see bad guys, awesome. Cool looking bad guys,
fucking good guys, and all. Oh my god, it was just awesome. I like the Hordak stuff.
I like the Hordak stuff.
I love Hordak anyway. I thought that was really well done. The storyline of Randor's brother. And it being Bill Shatner. That
was pretty crazy.
And I like the fact that Skeletor is him, right? Like that's who he was.
That was cool.
I like that backstory. So I love the fact that you have Luke Skywalker battling himself against, Captain Kirk.
Yeah.
That's really cool. You know what I mean?
Oh my god, yeah.
That little dichotomy was like fucking
I didn't think about that.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome. You know what I mean?
I didn't mind that because it did play off of the original series. So we had talked about this before, and I was like, I remember I saw something, and He-Man's father's, was battling his brother that was blue, and then he threw acid at his face, and that's how he became Skeletor. And you kind of like hinted at it a little bit, and I was like, so when I watched this and I saw how he became Skeletor, I was like, that's not what I remember though. And I was trying to remember, like, where did I see that? Like, where did I see the whole acid thing?
Yeah.
It happened in the 2002 He-Man Masters of the Universe. It happened in that animated series. That's what I remember.
They changed the origin.
Right. So
which is fine. It is what it was.
I felt like I had to like go back to like see the actual origin of Skeletor. The original mean form, he was an alien. That's how Skeletor came.
Yeah, because they didn't have that kind of depth of writing back in the 80s.
Right. So,
I don't know. He's just like that.
And that was before the animated stuff. It came like from the when you bought the when you bought the figures. It had like the little quick, like little one picture that we talked about in last week. Talk about like the one picture, and they had like a little something. Skeletor was just supposed to be like this alien being that came from another place. Then, so that story got
they all
scrapped.
just look like that.
kind of, sort of, yeah. Like that was that because that's part of the reason why they like accidentally like, well, we can't make a whole like. We can't make a whole race of that, right? So then they changed it. Right. Eternia. That was a fucked up show. That was. Yeah, sorry, tangent. 80s shit.
Gotcha.
So they got back again.
Yeah, they did it in the 90s, didn't they?
90s or 2000s.
Yeah. So they changed the origin of Skeletor because again it was kind of like, well, you can't make a whole fucking race of skeletons, really. So they made him like just an interdimensional villain. Mm-hmm. That's how they put him there. So they ran with that story for a while, and then I guess like in the comics or whatever, in the show, like they kind of hinted around to it a little bit that he was, what's He-Man's father's name?
Randor
and Kaldor. They had hinted that he was Randor's.
Kaldor. Sells a lot of great shit.
Kaldor's awesome.
Yeah.
They shut down. It's kind of like Child World. Keldor? What's his name? Keldor, yeah. Keldor Randor. Fucking weird names. Then you have Adam.
And then Skeletor.
So what happened was, so they kind of hinted that he was related somehow, and they always said they were never going to full on say that it was, but they left a lot of hints, and they dropped hints like that Rando's brother did get sent off to another dimension. So that's when people started going, wait a minute. And then there was this one battle that Rando was going to find his brother, and he came super close to it, but then Skeletor came in and stopped it, put the whole kibosh on it, and then that's when people started going, wait a minute. fuck, is Skeletor his brother? So they played into that, and then I wish that they did more with the as. I don't like how they did. I don't like how they made him Skeletor in this one.
Really?
Yeah, I wish that they played more into the 2002 version of how he became. Because in all the renditions of Skeletor becoming Skeletor, is he did get trained by Mordak.
Hold on, I have to get up on a hill. Hold on.
That's fine.
Jump up on a hill.
He did get trained by Hordak. So in every single variation, everything did happen, just how he became. I like the acid burn in his face because he wanted power. He wanted to be. He wanted that power like right from the get.
Yeah. I like this version better.
Okay.
I think, for me, this one definitely is a little bit more seamless. It's a little bit more believable for me, and it's more like,
stuff melted his face off and
where,
for power.
Hordak basically turns him. Like, he basically is the one who influences him to become who he is, and there's a reason behind it, right? And there's a reason because he doesn't understand magic, he doesn't really deal well with magic stuff, but he needs somebody
he needs somebody who can, right,
who can do it, who can be of service to him,
and that's why Hordak always had him. So originally, like, Hordak, he was the number 2. It wasn't Motherboard, like,
right?
Skeletor
Played by
what the hell's her name? I forgot her name. I know she looks like she does all the Rob Zombie movies.
She plays Evelyn in the movie.
Fuck, that's right, she does. That's right, she does.
She's Evelyn in the movie.
Right,
She's the actual Evelyn in the movie.
Yep.
Yeah, pretty cool,
right? I remember looking her up before, and I was like, oh yeah, I remember her.
Yep.
So she plays Evelyn in the movie.
She's Evelyn in the movie.
That's a good little callback.
Yeah, and again, that's not just fan service. To me, it's like, oh, we got this new thing we're doing, and you were a part of this. Do you want to be part of it again?
That's cool. That's always so cool.
I fucking love that. Bringing Oppenheimer in, bringing these other people back in who had some kind of attachment to the property. Let's bring you back. Maybe you're not Evelyn in this one, but you're Motherboard. You're something. It's like an Easter egg.
Yeah.
It's a cool way to tie it together for fans and things like that. And to me, that's Kevin Smith magic. Like, he does a lot of that, because whenever he does something, generally he's a big fucking fan of it. He does things. He kind of has, especially now, he has that kind of power to be like, I'm going to do this because I'm a fucking fan. And if I'm not going to do it. Like, I don't have to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He kind of lived through those days, like when he did Cop Out, and it was bullshit, and he didn't like it. And he had to fuck, but the studio was going to pay him a ridiculous amount of money to do it. And he had to work with Bruce Willis, which didn't turn out well. And you could tell how that movie came out. But when you get good stuff, he does well with it because he's a fucking fan. He was going to do, but I think it's squashed now, he was going to redo a Buckaroo Banzai. He was supposed to be doing that for a while, but that kind of fell through.
I heard that,
Yeah. Then I think Rocketeer or something else. But he gets these projects. My favorite's still the Superman. The Superman Lives one, whatever, the Nicolas Cage movie that was supposed to happen.
Oh yeah,
the Tim Burton, whatever, like the Peters one.
Yeah.
That didn't happen because they're like, no, we're gonna go a different way with this. When they got hold of his script, and like Tim Burton was like, no, we're gonna bring our own people and rewrite the script after he wrote the whole fucking script.
Yeah.
And it was bullshit.
Oh, wow.
Did you ever hear that story? Did I tell you that?
I knew vague amounts of that movie and how it just kind of never came together, and it was just a mess.
Peters was like, I don't want him to fly. I don't want him in the stupid fucking cave. He's like, what? What are you talking about?
It's Superman. What are you talking about?
I want him to fight a big giant spider at the end, which in the Flash movie, you see Nicolas Cage, he zapping the big fucking spider.
Oh, shit.
That little quick interdimensional.
That
was a reference to that.
That was so funny seeing Nick Cage
that was
Superman.
That was random, right? He's like getting caught by the spider, and he fucking eye blast the spider and shit. That was a reference to the Kevin Smith thing that he was supposed to write it with this giant big fucking spider, which Kevin Smith was like, this is the dumbest fucking shit in the world. Why would he be fighting this big fucking spider? But it was a John Peters thing. Like, he had a dream, literally a dream. He's like, I had this dream. This is gonna be fucking cool.
This idea came to me in a dream.
So then,
vision, if
Kevin Smith talks about this. He's like, it fucking went to shit. It didn't happen. He's like a year later, I'm at the fucking movies and I'm watching Wild Wild West, which was a John Peters movie. And at the end of the fucking movie, out comes this giant mechanical fucking spider.
Oh my god, that's right.
He got the fucking spider in.
That shit came to him in a dream. By God, is there going to be a giant spider?
There's going to be a giant spider
one
at
of
the end
these
of a fucking
damn
movie
movies.
he's attached to. And he did it. He fucking did it.
Subtly put in a giant fucking spider.
Giant mechanical spider at the end of Wild Wild West.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
that's so. That's actually funny.
Yeah.
Watching it and seeing the spider going, Damn.
He did it. Motherfucker did it.
He actually put the giant spider in.
Jurassic Park moment. Son of a bitch, he did it. You crazy son of a bitch, he did it. Yeah, awesome. So Revolution.
Yeah.
I mean, I liked where the story went. Quickly get to the ending. We were talking about that last week. The ending, from what I understand, from what I read, are you reading it?
That's what I'm kind of just reading on the character itself.
There is a thing where we know eventually, like, she is He-Man's cousin.
Twin sister.
Who?
Twin sister.
Right,
I can't remember what happened.
Was it a twin sister? I feel like they played around with it at some point.
So what I'm reading right now
she's a
is
cousin.
Real name, Adora of the House of Randor. Yeah. Dark and deviant. She's the evil alter ego of She-Ra, who was the alter ego of Andorra. Kidnapped as a baby and raised by Hordak, Adora fights for the Horde until twin brother He-Man reveals her true identity. Right. Later, after the defeat of Hordak, the spirit of Horde Prime possesses her, and the evil persona of Despara emerges once again. Despara is armed with 2 swords, battle staff, and an alternate evil head.
Right.
So this is the
what
like
we
the quick
see at the end of Revolution when she's taking. Yeah, that's what we see.
So I never knew
she's
that.
taking care of Hordak, trying to bring him back to life.
Yeah.
So that's the hint that maybe in the next season we get She-Ra.
I was trying to remember what happened at the end.
Which I will fucking love if they bring She-Ra into the next season. It's kind of where you have to go with it to a certain degree.
So who is She-Ra?
You just read the whole fucking thing.
Oh, my bad.
Read it again. Okay, I'll rewind it if you want.
All right, yeah, no, go for it.
She's paying attention less when she's recording.
Because I was actually trying to Google what happened at the end while you're describing who She-Ra is.
So here's the quick.
One more time.
Once more.
Adora, known by her alter ego She-Ra, is a fictional superhero. Blah blah blah. She is introduced as the protagonist of the 1985 filmation series She-Ra, Princess of Power, which reveals her to be the long-lost twin sister of He-Man.
Oh, okay, got you. Yep.
So,
that's where I wanted to hear. I was like, how does she relate to He-Man? That's why.
So she's his long-lost twin sister.
Oh shit!
But
crazy.
as a baby, Hordak kidnaps her.
Oh,
He raises her as his own little tribe. So she becomes his number 2. And I see this. I didn't know you were
fixing a sock.
So she fights for Hordak.
Okay.
And then big battle ensues. Hordak dies. Horde Prime possesses her. She becomes Despara.
Ooh.
Which is the evil, and then she gets fixed, and then she becomes She-Ra again. But she's an alter ego. But She-Ra is He-Man's twin sister, and she gets.
That's crazy.
My only guess is we're gonna see that play out in the next series.
I mean,
can't wait to see that.
I didn't know. So I didn't know the Despara part. So that's pretty fucking cool if they do that.
Yeah, if that's where they're going with the season 3, 14, whatever the fuck. Master Universe, She-Ra is now with us. Dominus Obis. That's
show
fine.
3, part 2, or above show 2 or something.
Finding it on Netflix type thing.
Add a part 3 to Revolution.
So if that's where they're going with it, I'm
figure
totally
that
down
shit
for it.
out.
I'm down for it if that's what they do. I think that'll be great.
You're gonna have to go to Wikipedia for this shit now.
I'm excited to see it. I'm excited to see what they do with the character, how they change her, if they change the costume, if they tweak it. Obviously,
I don't think they're gonna change it because the way
they'll tweak it to
the actual She-Ra when she becomes She-Ra, maybe
a
little bit. They'll update it a little bit.
So speaking of updates, there were certain things about this show that I didn't like.
Go ahead.
One, everybody has a fucking power. That kind of bothered me.
What do you mean?
Adam's Master of the Universe.
Yep.
Skeletor's Master of the Universe. Evil Lynn's fucking Master of the Universe. All at the same fucking time. That kind of pissed me off. I'm like, I don't get it, because I was always led to believe.
No.
I was always led to believe that, hey, you need the sword. You need to do. I have the power.
So you feel misled,
and you and then you become he person.
Well, I want to revert you to the name of the show. What's it called?
Masters of the Universe.
There's an S on the end.
Plural.
Absolutely.
We got masters.
Fuck you, because
hey, it's not my problem. You know the English language. When you add an S, it makes it plural. I can't help you. There.
Once I have the sword and I say the mighty words, cool. And then it says power return. He becomes normal. They don't have the fucking sword anymore. How do they still have the power?
Yeah, but she has a different staff. Remember when Tila or the sorceress was getting the different power staffs?
Yeah.
They have different versions. There's different magic. There's different power, and they need to get them all together, right? She needs
so the sword is a conduit for the power.
Yeah.
I'm an electrician.
But so went the staffs.
We're not talking about the fucking staffs. No.
Who do you think you are? You can't ignore facts to help your story.
I know where you go with that.
To help your argument.
So,
all the time.
The staffs went to the sorceress. Well, I'm not talking about her being the masters. How did
Didn't Evelyn have one of the staffs?
No, she had her own she has her own orb. She never had any of those staffs. Because so you have the staff of the.
She had one of those staffs.
No, because one of the staff was the lizard.
Or was that instead of the staff?
No,
Wait.
no, one of the staffs is with the sorceress. She has the one with the bird on it.
Yeah.
Okay. Skeletor has the other staff. He has the chaos staff.
The Havoc
Right.
stuff.
But it's the one with the ram head.
The ram,
right?
yep.
And then the third staff, she got from the dragon.
Yeah.
Evelyn never had a staff. She became Master of the Universe when she had the sword, which was the conduit for the power.
Yeah.
Once she loses the fucking sword, why does she still have the power?
Yeah, she was nice about
That's
it.
what I don't like. So,
She had a little bit of magic left over.
I mean, in this, they were able to.
Residual magic.
They did multiple times have
I don't
He-Man.
know. I didn't write the show, man. I can't tell you.
That kind of bummed me out that they're like that. I get that the whole masters, I understand that, but it's like
Hey, once a master.
They did also multiple times have He-Man separate from the sword,
Once.
but he was still once. But still, like in this
the
show,
battle axe,
they just kind of had that as a thing.
Yeah,
I guess
because he gave the sword to Orko
Yeah.
and
But he was
and
still
on.
He-Man, you know?
Or-
So,
he just can't
when-
power back up, I
so
guess,
when
which
he
is why
get-
they kept the power.
so
I
when
think
he-
Wildor
right.
had it.
We're gonna
Well,
go back
listen,
to
if
the
you're gonna
sword.
bump us out, at least start
No,
talking.
I know. So we're gonna go back to the sword, right? You're right. So he becomes He-Man. Then he's like, "Yo, take my sword, go get this fixed."
Fix this shit.
Go fucking figure this
Broken.
shit
If I
out.
tap it, it zaps. If I tap it, it fucking zaps.
Yeah,
That's
so
wrong with it.
go fix this shit, right?
He needs a new battery.
Go fix the shit.
But he still like had the sword. Evelyn, she lost the fucking sword. She got the sword taken away from her.
Yeah.
The same way that she took it away from Skeletor. So when she takes it away from Skeletor, bye-bye Master of the Universe. She becomes Master of the Universe. She has the sword. When she got the sword taken away from her, she should not have the power anymore.
But what does that mean exactly? Taking it
What do
away.
you mean by that?
She was still she was still a hero without the sword. All three of them were fucking bulked up at the same time. Because remember, Skeletor...
Who, Evelyn?
Yes!
Evelyn at that point? But was she... Okay, so I get what you're saying.
He-Man and Skeletor
was
fought
she using that power, or was she just using magic power? Because she's magical.
She used the sword to become fucking
She's a sorceress.
She did use the
way.
sword.
She used the sword to become a champion.
Yeah,
Because
to be
I
a
don't think you
champion.
can just use the
Right.
magic. You'd have to use
Once
the
she
sword.
lost the sword, how is she still a champion?
Was she a champion, or was she just fucking using her magic?
She had the symbol on her chest. So that's the champion.
Did they give it to her?
They
Did
all
make
three
her
of them
that
had
way?
the champion symbol on their
At the
chests.
When they were all fight, He-Man becomes He-Man. Dun, dun, dun. He gets the fucking sword taken away. He got killed, remember? He got the sword taken away from when Skeletor becomes... Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah.
Now he's got the sword.
with you.
He's got the thing. Evelyn's like, yo, let's get down and dirty. He's like, okay, because I'm a guy and I think you're hot. He puts the sword down. She takes the sword from him and goes, dun, dun, dun. She becomes
Did she go,
champion.
dun, dun, dun?
She did go dun, dun, dun.
Okay, just a
Yeah,
second.
yeah, it's in there in the
She becomes the
script.
champion. She
Dun, dun.
has the fucking sword.
Those are my Superman underwear, by the way, when I do that.
Dun, dun.
I jump like,
He-Man-
dun, 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 dun. What are you wearing?
Dun,
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 dun.
dun.
Yeah,
Dun, dun.
yeah.
But no, Cosmo Mencia stole that joke from somebody else. We could steal it from him.
Right.
So when He-Man takes the sword from her,
George Lopez, by the way.
Cosmo Mencia stole the joke.
From George Lopez.
Yes.
Proceed.
Anyway, Cosmo Mencia stole so many people's jokes. So He-Man takes the sword. She doesn't have the sword anymore. How does she tantana still?
Well, I think it's because they never powered down. Maybe.
If I take the battery out of your well, I guess that technically is powering down. If I take the battery out of your car. Okay.
But she never revert back to her original form.
Yeah,
should've-
because then they
she
wouldn't be
didn't.
able
No,
to go
but
back.
Okay, so the only
Because
reason
she
I'm saying
destroyed-
that
she
doesn't work that way,
Eternia.
but the only reason I say that doesn't work that way, like He-Man was He-Man,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
And he gives the sword away.
Right, doesn't get
but he's
taken.
Still fucking, but he's still He-Man. He doesn't physically have the sword anymore.
Right.
He's gone away,
Right,
but even
never-
away from
right,
him.
But it never got taken from him, though.
But taken is different. Like, what is the difference? If you
Letting
give it to me,
go
I
of the
take
sword,
it.
someone else picking it up.
Letting go, whether you take it from my hand or I put it down and you take it,
Nah.
I still don't have it. Therefore,
but-
if I don't power down, then I can stay this way. Is my only guess.
All right.
You know,
That's the closest thing.
Yeah, I don't like
because they didn't necessarily break that
They
rule
never
within
go
the
to the force
show.
of like, if he's He-Man, he's fighting and the sword knocks out of his hand, he doesn't automatically power down. He's not like Green Lantern. If somebody takes the ring off, he immediately stops being a Green Lantern and he goes back to regular clothes.
Yeah. That's just something I feel like they established in this show.
So, because I'm trying to think, how did Skeletor go back to being Skeletor? Did she fucking take it? Did she zap him?
She might have. Somebody might.
Because I think you can zap others to make them not the way that they are. But I guess
right, because that's how he.
Because that's how that's worked with the battle cat.
Made Skeletor champion again. He was like, "Here, I'm gonna make you fucking."
Because he can share the power, and he's established this. You know?
Because she never powered down, even though. So okay, all right, thank you. Off the cliff.
There we go.
All right, good.
Appreciate it.
Got you. Anytime.
Who got the down off that mountain? Great.
Well, I didn't have it explained to me as I was watching because that kind of perturbed me. I was like, what the fuck, dude? So we're all gonna just run around being fucking super strong? Dun, dun, dun.
For me, I just had a stupid way of...
We just stopped everybody online who's listening to this screaming at their radio.
That's fine.
Because that happens to me all the time. Like, I'm listening to other people's podcasts and they're just fumbling over something that I know the answer to. I'm like, it's this! Like, they can't hear me. This was 40 weeks ago. They can't fucking hear me.
Make a comment.
See, I just...
I text them. Especially like... So like the three geeky dads, they were doing Blade Runner, I think, and like before when they do their appetizers, they were talking about something, right? And they were talking about like old movies and shit. Like then there was one called like the Peanut Butter Salute Project, where the fuck it was. This weird movie I watched as a kid, where this kid was like, he found this magic like peanut butter solution. He put on his hair, or just make his hair infinitely grow because he had lost his hair. He got scared. He went to this thing. It scares the shit out of you. You lose your hair. But then it was just like this. It's a really fucked up 80s movie. And this kid like goes in. He finds this thing, and this guy who's kind of like. You see Oliver, like the guy, the bad guy in Oliver. It's like him, right? And he basically kidnaps this kid. The kid's just laying on this thing, and his hair just keeps growing. Because if he cuts it, he puts it in a brush. It's like this magical brush that if he paints it, you can go into the painting and shit like that because of the peanut butter solution that went into this kid's hair and makes the hair grow constantly. It's a really fucked up. I mean, I watched movie.
James and the Giant Peach. I can't.
So but anyway, I remember what they were talking about, and I'm like, this is it. And I fucking IMDb'd it and sent them the link online onto their thing. Like, I gotta say it.
That's so funny.
Oh yeah,
I get
like
peanut butter hair man.
I'm just like everybody else. I'm standing up in my chair, shouting at my radio. It's this. Fucking realize it.
That's what the comment section on our site's for. So anytime
I understand, obtuse Larry.
That's obtuse Larry. That's
this new moniker, obtuse Larry.
See, I just get someone agreeing with me on Eraserhead, and I go, yeah, damn right. Yeah. I'm like, I know, right? So good. I'll have to give it a rewatch.
No.
Yeah, that was like the only thing that kind of made me go, But I like this one.
Yeah, I enjoyed the show.
Like, all in all, it was really cool.
It was.
And oh my God, it was so pretty. Like, a lot of the power up and powers and shit. God, that was so cool to watch.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, this is so cool. It's so cool.
You're the toy guy.
I am, in fact, the toy guy.
You are the toy guy. Did they ever get those really, like, wild costumes at the end? When He-Man and Teela become like...
No, that was for the show.
Okay, was that...
Like when she becomes the ram demon or like the snake lady?
No, at the end when the magic and tech merge.
Yes.
And they get these cool-ass costumes.
That was badass.
Like, that's really awesome. I like
God, I love turning the corner in this show and every time going... God, that's so cool.
So I didn't know if that was like based off of a toy or not. Like I was like, that's.
I had that thought. Funny enough, I was like,
because like his,
I wonder if this for the show or not.
Change. He got a couple like extra things. I'm
not
like,
the same bob cut as he does have. You know.
So the animation's it's literally called Powerhouse Animation Studios.
Okay.
I thought that sounded right.
Okay.
That was the animation house that did the artwork for this one. And they were
that's
fucking
an old
bad. And he talks about, like, on some of his podcasts, like, he talked about how fucking awesome those guys were to work with. So, because they were huge fans of the original.
Yeah.
So they're like, they had a lot of love for putting this in. And they're like, the day, like, he'd work with them back and forth, do this, do that, whatever. And they were just showing him some just amazing shit that they were doing. He's like, fucking print it. That is awesome. And I appreciate the animation, right? It's an updated version of the original 80s stuff. You know what I mean? You could definitely see all the influences back to the original, right? But in a 2024 way.
Yeah.
Because that Filmation shit, man. That Lou Scheimer stuff. They did so much, like Paul Dini and those guys, they all worked on that stuff back in the day. Paul Dini was one of the original creators for the Batman animated series. Kevin Conroy, he was one of the guys who helped and wrote a lot of
Yeah, but I
episodes.
mean, you know, we're talking about, you know, shit from the 80s, and you only have so much that you can do at that time, right? So I always, that's why whenever we talk about like animation, or it's like, well, yeah, it's fucking 24. Like like don't
You'd be surprised, though. You'd be surprised.
Janky half-ass shit. Like I don't.
But back in the 80s, everything was hand drawn.
Everything was hand drawn, right? It was all.
And they were producing 120 episodes for a season, so like they had to crank it out. Those guys, they talk about they were cranking out episodes, not even weekly. They'd get like an episode done in a couple of days, and so they had to reuse a lot of the animation stuff. So like every time he ran, it was the same fucking animation. So they didn't redraw it.
You could tell too.
Yeah, we talked about this.
You
I don't
don't
remember if it
need
was on the
another
show or
like,
offline.
for
but
the what it was back then.
We talked about this.
You're good.
I know we talked about this offline. I remember we talked about it on the show the week before, but like. Hanna-Barbera, 90% of the characters have fucking some sort of a collar or bow tie or something around their neck because it made it easier for them to keep the body static and just animate the head to talk. Unless the character had to be walking or moving, so they'd have to keep drawing the body over again. Over and over and over again. They could just draw the head.
That breaks it, you just drop the head.
Yeah, it's quicker to draw and quicker to repaint, right?
Boom,
just
boom,
done. Done. So that's why really the main reason so many of their characters, like Yogi Bear and Boo Boo and all those guys.
Was it
Huckleberry Hound?
Huckleberry Hound.
Oh, there you go.
All those guys.
I was on Boomerang.
Have
I watched that one.
have collars or neckties or something around their neck.
Yogi Bear. I watched that one.
Made it easy for them to do that.
All those ones were on Boomerang. I watched all those ones. So, yeah.
Awesome. So what else do you want to say about Revolution?
I don't know. I mean, I kind of had to like the animation was really cool. I actually really liked how they merged the science and the magic.
Oh yeah, and it made for like cool different character designs. You go, ooh.
But in 5 episodes, there's a lot of fucking fight scenes.
Yeah, there's a lot of fight scenes.
And they were cool.
Hordak and Skeletor.
The story was good too.
Those two, their fight scenes.
Story and fight scenes, perfect.
Yeah, they're fucking awesome. I really like the fight scenes with Skeletor and Hordak and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
That turn. I like the Skeletor and in Keldor, like their battle between each other, like they're sort of like this is who I am, this is what I'm supposed to be doing, type of thing. Like I like that dual personality shit that they had going on. I thought that worked out really, really well. I enjoyed that part of it. So there really wasn't. I mean, the motherboard, whatever. Like she was kind of useless for me, but like other than that, but I got why she was there. But
I'm glad that they really quickly went like, she's not the one. Something I love is they didn't dwell on like unnecessary shit.
At her at the end,
you know,
Hordak cracked the shit out of her.
They didn't dwell on the fact that she's actually not the main villain. Like they were like, she's not the main villain. You think she is at first, and then she's not, and then you go, okay, she's not anymore. Right. You know, like they don't dwell on that. Like they recognize that there's only like 5 episodes. Yeah. You know, and they oh my god, I love that they do that. And they don't drag shit out.
5 episodes, they got through a lot of stuff. Really well.
But at the same time,
it didn't leave me wanting more from the story they told. I'm looking forward to the next story, but I wasn't like, fuck, I wish they dragged that out a little bit more. And there's been shows that did that.
Because even like I thought they were gonna drag out the fact that like people were gonna like as king they were gonna trust Adam less and trust Hordak more. Hordak? What's his name? Keldor. Oh, my bad. Shit.
The blue guy?
Oh, that's the right guy. My bad. Yeah, Keldor. Yeah, I thought they were going to drag that way out, and I was like, dude, I can already see where this is going. And they didn't. No. They were like, okay, he's under my control. They're all under my control now. It happened like that. And I was like, okay, good. Because I didn't need to see that. Yeah. I really didn't need to see that. I've seen it a million times.
It was a good B story.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It didn't have to be the main story. Like,
He-Man just went like, you know what? Okay. You know what? Yeah, you get the crown. I'll be the champion. Yeah. And everyone likes you anyway, so like, hell, perfect. You know?
You got sucked in, but that's all right.
And then he goes, okay, here, let me give you guys some tech, so you're all like healthy. And then he goes, haha, just kidding.
They're all mine.
Brainwash. And they go, shit. Whoops. You know?
That's the first time that's ever happened again.
And I'm like, thank God that was not dragged out. They did not need to drag that out, and they didn't.
No, and they didn't.
It was perfect.
Yeah, tight story. It was a very tight.
It was
a tight story.
It was.
Tight. Yeah, it was a tight story.
Yep.
I enjoyed it.
Big fan. Love it.
So
I now really like He-Man.
We can do a rating. We'll do a rating on the overall, the whole thing.
Overall.
Yeah. What's your overall rating on the series?
So I'm gonna start this off by saying this. My rating scale sucks.
Like 124 episodes, didn't you realize?
I was thinking about this the other day, and what made me think of this was Arcane. I'm gonna go back to Arcane, so that's why I'm glad I got called out saying I still believe that the story itself was kind of mid, because we've seen the story 1,000 times. I've seen it so many times, but everything that was involved, the layers, the visions, the drawing, like, it was so fucking beautifully done. And the rating that I gave it, and I thought about it, I was like, well, here's the thing. 1 through 5, A through F. A 3 is a C. Is Arcane better than a C? Yeah, it's fucking better than a C. So given that, the 2.75 rating that I gave it was absolute fucking horseshit. So I'm calling myself out on that and saying, you know what, my rating has to be scaled better. So for one, I'm changing my rating from 2.75 because it was definitely better than a C. I'm gonna give Arcane a 9. I'm gonna give it like a 3.5. I'm right there. That's like that's
Yeah.
like a that's right,
fair.
That's like
fair.
right on the verge of like a B minus, just higher than a C plus. Because again, like, I do appreciate everything. The story itself, for me, it was. I've seen it so many times, that story of duality of like brother, sister, father, like I've seen that, and we see it again kind of here too, like with the Skeletor and his Keldor and Grant. What the fuck?
Randor.
Right. So we see. So it's the same.
Again, they pick names out of their fucking ass.
I know, it's so fucking
something man.
That part of the story, I'm like, yeah, we've seen that already. We've already seen the duality of brother, sister. So like, I'm like, all right, fuck you. You felt sighted, so now you're gonna go become bad. Go fuck yourself with your tyrant ass. So that part of
your tyrant ass.
Yes. So that part of the story, the between the king and Skeletor, I'm like, yeah, fuck you. Overall, though, it was still a good story, and that's how I feel about same thing with Arcane. So Arcane, I'm gonna jump up to like a 3.5. This one, I'm gonna give it like a 3. Like maybe like a 3.25, because it's, for me,
Pick a road, Larry.
I know. I like the story a little bit better in He-Man than I did in Arcane, but everything else in Arcane I feel was better than the same idea. Like the visually is much better than He-Man. You know what I'm saying? Like, not taking anything away. It's just, for me, they're almost like neck and neck. But Arcane for me gets like a 3.5. I'm gonna give this one like a 3.25.
Cool.
So that's my new like thought process scale type.
So this works going forward. Mila.
Oh, hi.
Hi. What's your rating?
How's it going?
Hi, Mila.
Oh, hi.
Oh, hi, Mila.
I think I'm on a similar road. I think I'm gonna give this like let's give this a 3.25. I think 3.5. Because I felt how loved this series was.
Yeah.
And I went in going, I couldn't give two shits about this, to going, damn, this is so cool. This is so awesome. This is so fun.
Awesome.
You know? And it actually like single-handedly
Welcome to
changed
our
my
childhood.
view. Right? I was like, this is kind of cool.
Kinda
you know?
shit, yeah.
But yeah.
Cool.
I just love that shit so much.
Nice.
So yeah, no, I'd give it definitely a 3.5.
Awesome. I'm up there. I'm at a 4.25 on this one. Yeah,
That's
I'm up
fair.
there.
That's fair.
Because, I mean, and if you have to pit it against Arcane, I know my Arcane score was lower. It's taking nothing away from Arcane.
It feels different.
This is my jam.
Yeah.
Arcane's not my jam. The visuals were awesome. The animation, obviously, awesome. The music was awesome in Arcane. And I did enjoy the story, especially towards the end. The middle was murky for me. And, you know what I mean? So that's where Arcane fell. But all in itself, it's a good show. It's a great show. But this is my jam. If you ask me, okay, tomorrow, what are you going to watch again? You going to watch Arcane again? You watch He-Man? I'm going to fucking go to He-Man. I grew up with He-Man.
I'm with you. I'm giving them both a 3.5.
Service.
For me, it's 3.5 across the board for Arcane and He-Man. I know.
This is
It's
my
over.
jam.
It's over. That's it.
Because I'll watch this over and over again because it had this fan service for me.
Yeah.
I thought both stories were really good, well done. The animation was awesome. It jazzed me up. The fucking move, battle armor, all that shit. Seeing Cringer again, and he's like, really? I didn't have to fucking go through that every goddamn time.
Are you shitting me? You could have hugged me.
Are you serious? I didn't have to do that.
Tell me you could have just hugged me into Battle Cat. I thought that was so funny. I was like, that's fucking great.
That is so
great.
funny.
So it was little things like that. Yeah. Not because Arcane didn't have it, but they couldn't do it for me because it wasn't an 80s show that I grew up on.
Yep.
So there was no way to do those kind of callbacks for me. And I appreciate those fucking kind of callbacks. I love them. You know, I live so much within my childhood of still, you know what I mean, with the Funko Pops. And I do that. And so that's why this show really hit it. And I'm, you know, I will look forward to seeing Arcane the next season, but I'm fucking jonesing for the next season of He-Man.
There you go.
100%.
For me,
it can't come fast enough.
Yeah.
Got it.
For me, Arcane's a little bit more. Oh yeah. For me, Arcane. What?
No.
Oh yeah. So for me, I'm gonna keep it brief. Arcane is just a little bit more up my alley because that's what I look for in a show is like super deep shit that you can go like ooh and pick apart later and go like I'm big on like soundtrack and like framing and stuff like that and that cinematography and shit and I go like ooh it's got like all those flavors, you know, and that's my jam. And this I loved this because it was a fun watch because I can't really base things off of, oh, am I going to watch this again? No, most of the time. And it's funny, the only things I rewatch are like the stupidest shit, you know, like the most C rating, like, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm rewatching that again. It's like, dude, it got like a 30 on Rotten Tomatoes. I go, okay.
Yeah, and I really like that shit.
But like, so I can't really base things off of rewatchability. Yeah. Because mine's fucking broken. But I go for like a whole experience, you know, and Arcane was a huge experience for me. And this was a super fun watch though. Yeah. You know, and I can't knock that.
Yeah.
So there you go.
That's what I love about it. There it is, gang.
There it is, man.
Masters of the Universe.
Masters with the S. That's why
with
they're
the
all.
S. There you
that's
go.
Why they were all shaping
Revelation and Revolution. Job well done, gang.
Awesome. Good job.
All right. We do, in fact, have the power. All right, gang. We are Entertainment Rants at entertainmentrants.com. Check us out online. Leave us a review on Apple Podcasts, wherever their reviews can be had for podcasts. We'd love to hear from you. Check out our YouTube channel as well. Leave us some comments there. Let us know what you thought of Revolution and Revelation. Revelation and Revolution, however the fuck you watched it, whichever order you watched it in, season 2.35 and all that bullshit. Let us know what you thought. Find us online at entertainmentrants.com or at bio.link/subculture pod network. Gang, what are we going to go out there and do?
Let's rate it!